on the subject of faith, Victor, like Charlie's proselytizing, his messages of believing in Jesus and what Jesus would want for you and how he sees us all as God's children and believes everyone can change and in the goodness of everyone are everywhere. And these young people, many of whom are applying for these to open up TP USA chapters at their colleges or high schools, are seeing it. Here is like the opposite of the videos we've been showing. And I mean, I could have taken dozens. I have so many examples of these, but I just chose one. This is a TikToker named Amelia Grace. And listen to her in SOT 27B.
I don't know if anybody else is feeling it, but there has been this huge spiritual shift since the death of Charlie Kirk. Now, let me be very clear when I say I had no idea who this man was until the assassination. And for whatever reason, I have just been like absolutely mourning this death, like as if I knew him. I turned away from God and pretty much stopped believing in everything altogether when I was about 17 years old. I am 28 now, and I am happy to say that I have recently found my way back. Let me be very clear when I say that it was not Charlie Kirk's death itself that brought me back to God, but the pure, just evil that I have been seeing surrounding it. I keep seeing all of these quotes saying that if you feel this deeply about a man's death that you didn't know, it's because in your soul somewhere you knew that he was a brother in Christ. And I think that somewhere in my soul, because of this, I just felt this pull that I can't explain to just like to come back to God. I am happy to say that I have gotten my first Bible. I am giving my life to Jesus. I am coming back to my roots.
Charlie would be so proud of her. And there are so many just like her, Victor, out there reacting that way.
Yeah, I think so. I did a show in late August. I think it was the 23rd or 4th, and then I talked to him for 30 minutes, and I had gone out earlier to speak in Phoenix. What was unique about him, he wasn't just peddling a political agenda. He was trying to address, I think, root causes, and what he talked about was the blue state model of atheism, infertility, 1.4, we talked about that. The fertility rate of the top 10 states that's about 1.9 to 2 are red, and the bottom 1.2 to 1.3 are blue. And he talked about the age when people are getting married, it's gone way up. The age when they have their first, if any, child gone way up. The age when they can buy a house is gone way up. And it was part of a political, economic, social, cultural atmosphere in these blue cities and blue states, and it's nihilistic, it's suicidal. It's all about personal appetites, gratification, professionalism, pseudo-education, credentialing, but it's not about we're going to have a nuclear family, two-parent family, we're going to try to have children, we're going to try to reproduce the species, we're going to try to inculcate people in the idea of a transcendent soul and body and higher none of that. And he was very adroit at getting that message in comprehensible terms to young people. He's basically saying to them, you're on a campus and all of the messaging and narratives that you're receiving are nihilistic. They're suicidal. They lead to civilizational decline and destruction. And he said it, he didn't say it the way I did it. He said it in a much more upbeat fashion, but that was what he was working on when he was killed. And I think and that's one of the reasons, Megyn, if you look at what he did, I don't think people have talked enough about it. There was a lot of reasons why Donald Trump won, but one of them, I don't know if it's the chief one, but one of the reasons was that he gained 6% of the national vote of young people from 19 to 40, but more importantly, in 3 states, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan, where Charlie was really active, voting, trying to get people to register and vote, he got 17 and 18 to 23% higher, Trump did, than in 2020. In Michigan, the youth vote was split 49-49. And that was largely because he and people like him were giving this message to people: you don't have to vote and reflect and be politically aligned with these messages you're getting on this campus, because they're going to lead to your personal unhappiness. You're not going to have children. You're not going to be happily married. You're not going to have a house. You're not going to want to go to church. You're not going to believe in God. You're not going to believe in your community. You're just going to be a nihilist, cynic, skeptic, and bitter person as you age, and all the degrees in the world are not going to help you. All the titles, all the zip codes, all the money, it's not going to help you. That was a very powerful message, and I think that's one of the reasons Donald Trump won the election with that demographic.
You know, Andrew Colvett, who's Charlie's right-hand man on his show, is he put out a tweet that read something to the effect of, "We thought they were college, prove me wrong type debates, whatever. We thought that's what we were doing. We were actually doing tent revivals. I see it so clearly now," he said. And he's right. Like it was having the effect, whether they knew it or not, of reviving the faith of an entire generation of young people who had lost it or had never had it to begin with. Victor, how many times have we talked about wokeism as this leftist, pernicious, sick religion, and that it could even be treated as a religion, that we could object to them teaching our children in schools in the same way we would object if they just taught Islam theology in all of our K through 12 schools. It is a sick religion, and it was used. First, they got rid of religion at all. They got rid of Christian beliefs out of the public square, out of our schools, prayers under God, all of it removed, scrubbed. And then they replaced it with this sickness, the woke mind virus, political, whatever you want to call it. But it was so unnourishing and sick and dangerous that young people genuinely started to reject it. I mean, I see that in Gen Z, in the tail end of Gen Z, and even in my own house and with their friends. They rejected it. They knew it had gone too far, that it was dangerous. And Charlie came along just at the right time with an alternative, the original. Here's this other thing that we used to have and love and lean into that was actually nourishing and enriching. And it spoke to them, Victor, and it still does. Charlie's gone, but that message is still there and resonating.
Yeah, and historically, there's these periods of mass craziness. There was a first century AD in Rome, when you can read novels like Petronius the Satyricon about trans, cross-dressing, gender reassignment, decadence, atheism, foreign cults. You saw the same thing in the French Revolution with the Jacobins, Robespierre, just a total madness where they killed 7,000 nuns. They renamed the days of the year, the days of the week. They worshiped somebody called Ratio, the divine rational deity. Secularism. We saw it with the anarchist movement in the late 19th century. So we have these periods, and this is what we're in. We're in a complete period of left-wing derangement, and it's not, the problem, Megyn, is that they're not just crazy, they're dangerous, very dangerous, violent people. And they're very unhappy people. And it's usually, these movements usually they don't start with the lower classes or the poor. They start from the top down or the upper middle class, and they're always based on historically envy and jealousy that I am entitled because I'm articulate and I can speak and I read and I know Voltaire and I know Rousseau, or I've read Cicero and I deserve more, and these stupid people are making money and they don't appreciate, and it's really a self-referential, self-obsessed, narcissistic cult, and it manifests itself in our lifetime and at this particular moment in these movements, these crazy Antifa, Black Lives Matter, trans, but it's all got the same common denominator.
Right, the ugliness of
it is
of the leftist messaging. I want to, in the last minute before we take a break, go out with the following thing. I saw it on X this morning, and it is a song by singer Diesel for Charlie. It's called How Dare They? And I listened to it this morning and I just cried. It really moving Take a listen here.
Name was Charlie, husband, daddy, voice for the kids. Lord, why'd it go down like that? Stage lights cold as the winter rain. One breath, one prayer, then the world went strange. Crowd froze up when the thunder cracked. Truth on a mic and a life attacked. He talked about hope in a storming land. Bible in the heart and a promise in his hands. But a shadow reached from a coward's perch, cut down a son in the middle of church. And I swear if the tables turned the other way, y'all know there'd be fires in the streets today. But here we stand with candles and a folded flag, begging God for mercy on the road we drag. How dare they steal the breath from a faithful man? How dare they stain the grass where his boots once stand? They call us evil, point at our cross, then pull that trigger and reckon no cost.
When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Well, you'd be right. Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit right now. Just text MK to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate in free metals of up to $10,000. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy before September 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.